3, 2, 1, and we are live. Hi guys. This is the first podcast of GreenTv. I'm not sure what the name is yet, but we'll get to that when as the podcast goes along. So it gives me great gratitude to introduce a long-term friend of mine who I've had many experiences with, and her name is Shelby. So welcome, Shelby. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, Josh. How you going?
Yeah, no worries. What time is it over there right now?
You're looking at almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday here in sunny Sydney.
Bloody hell. It's right for some, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah. God, I've had to get up literally, I wouldn't say bright-eyed, but I'm definitely bushy-tailed over here.
What are you, just before 5 a.m.? What time are you?
Yeah, literally 10 to 5 now, yeah.
That's early.
Yeah, a bit too early for my liking, but, you know, this is the only way to get you on, and so we could all work things out, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah, so Shelley, how did we meet?
You and I met in the south of France.
That's it, yeah.
It was a great summer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was mad. God,
living in Ontario. God, it was good.
It was funny, wasn't it? So, are you still doing yachting now, or?
No. I did 3 years of yachting, working for billionaires, living on $1 million super yachts. Just got a bit tiring, you know. And I decided to come home and be an adult, and it's overrated. Back now, and back working for myself, and that's it's been 18 months since I've been home, so it's going well.
18 months already?
Yeah, I got home in October 2018, so by. Yeah.
That's crazy. So it's yeah. So I'm trying to think of like the first moment we met. I think I like came into the crew house and like everybody was there. I'm not sure who you were with, but I knew you stood out like a sore thumb. I'm gonna just put out.
Is that because I'm Australian?
maybe. I think that. Do you know what? I think that's you're probably one of the first Australians I'd ever met, like abroad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and we're all as nice as me. You know, all the men look like Chris Hemsworth down under. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, Shell. Oh Jesus, but no, it was good. So why did you decide to come back? Because you, like you said, you basically you'd had enough of the what? Did it get monotonous or?
Well, I sort of had enough of not having any freedom, and I loved it. I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but my mum needed a reverse shoulder replacement surgery at age. You know, I just wanted to be here. One for her rehab and just to be here because it's such a big op.
Is that because of old age?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call her old. She'd hate that. But, she's a very young 72-year-old now, almost 72.
Wow.
Yeah, so just one of those things that you just sort of put a few things into perspective of family and time. And I mean, you could keep doing summer after summer after summer, and then you'd be like, oh, it's been 5 years.
Yeah, it goes quick. I mean, I know, speaking for myself, that I was in yachting almost 4 years, and I don't know where the time went, because you're constantly on your feet, like it's like go. Before you know it, like you said, time runs away with you.
Yeah. You count down the weeks and the trips to the end of summer, and then you're like, oh my God, another summer's gone. And it flies. It's lots of fun, but it's also it's not real life. I've got to cook my own food now. I haven't got any chefs living here. It's very disappointing.
Are you sure?
Let me tell you, I miss that part of it. But you know, I still talk to a lot of old crew, and I made some amazing friends. So it was epic. Yeah. But
lifelong, definitely as well.
Yeah, so that was fun. You got to look at the positive.
Yeah, of course you have. You got to look at positives, you know. But like, it's like a good experience, isn't it? Because why did you go into it in the first place?
I went into it for travel and adventure, and you know, to have some fun, and ticked all those boxes.
Yeah.
Like Rome and Paris, and you know, it was amazing. Europe is beautiful, and I loved it. but it's not home. So I came back.
Of course it is, yeah. I bet it's nice to be being back with your family and your friends.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it was also hard when I first came back because after 3 years, a lot of friends had moved on. They'd either married, kids, and my normal drinking buddies and whatnot weren't available. So that was a bit tough.
I bet it was, yeah.
To adjust back after yachting, but and you change. You're not the same person you were when you left.
No, you're definitely not. You see things in a different light. I completely agree with you there. You're more worldly wise, as they say, Shelley. Now.
Yeah, totally.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Right. Well. Well, I guess we'll get straight into the meat and potatoes of the podcast. So, my first question is how did you actually get into remedial sports therapy? So, you know.
Well, I trained at the Australian Institute of Fitness. I did my cert in 2011, and then I did my diploma of sports massage in 2015. And then went to Europe in 2016. Between 2011 and 2016, I worked with some of the world's most elite sports teams, from the New Zealand All Blacks, the Wallabies, the Australian cricket team, before they cheated. Most NRL sports teams over here, you know, with the Rabbitohs when they won their premiership 2014, did a lot of work with them that year, and I just really enjoyed the side of working with, you know, elite sports. Well, elite sports.
Yeah. I mean, I guess anybody, you know, in your field, that's probably what everybody aspires to do. You know, get to that. I would see that as probably like the pinnacle of your career, I'd say.
Yeah, it was. I got to massage Richie McCaw from the All Blacks in 2015.
What was that like?
And I can retire now. I can't.
What was he like when you met him? How did it go down? Did you say like jump on or?
Yeah, a little quiet, it was a recovery massage after they beat us at the Blood Cup, but they were happy. Wasn't, but
yeah, I bet that was a bit to rub down, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were like, "Good morning." I'm like, yes, but
I bet you wanted to hurt him for the next season, did you?
Should have.
Well, he's at your mercy.
Yeah, so it was fun, but it's that sort of surreal, you know, people that you massage that you just go, oh, wow, yeah, okay, yeah.
That's crazy. So did you find? You said to me then that you didn't go to university.
No.
Did you find that? Did you find that not going to university was it like a shortcoming for you, or did you find another way?
No, yeah, I left school and didn't want to pursue one university or what I'm doing now. I wasn't ready to do those skills back then, so I did like office admin and went and worked for many different companies and you know, got life experience that way.
Yeah.
And then wanted to get into massage and was literally driving to a job that I wasn't loving.
Yeah.
Did an ad on the radio for a college which was literally 3 suburbs away, you know, and it was one of those things that it was meant to be, and I rocked up and signed up, and so I spent about 20 grand on my massage qualifications.
20 grand, wow.
From the floor to the diploma, hot stones to the myofascia, and I've enrolled in a cupping course later this year so I can brand my clients with bruising and officially bruise them rather than just from my force.
Treat like a cow.
And strength. So, and that's like, again, it's upskilling and changing and learning, you know, new skills, because I was getting bored, which is probably why I went to Europe.
Yeah.
I'd reached that pinnacle of, you know, remedial massage with sports teams, and I was like, well, what am I going to do now? So that's why I went on the yachts, and then I was like, well, I can't do this forever either. So that's why I came back. Yeah,
fair enough. No, I think that's amazing. So basically, anybody else who's like aspiring to do what you did or are still doing, what's your best advice for them?
Start doing it as soon as you want. Like I waited till I was in my 30s, and
Wow,
I
that's
wish
incredible. Yeah.
you know, and so I reskilled and retrained for 2 different careers in my 30s. And you know, anything you want to put your mind to, you can do it. You just got to be determined. And I was working,
Yeah.
studying, and I don't know how I got through 2011, but you do.
Yeah.
And then 2015, when I did the diploma again, was a whole nother level of learning about the body and how to fix it and how to hurt it and all these different techniques that my head was spinning. But you take it in,
Yeah.
you know. You don't think you do, but you do.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, it's a lot to. So when you came to, was it like a final exam or was it based on coursework?
Well, I trained at the Institute of Fitness because it was very hands-on, which massage is.
Yeah.
It was a very hands-on course with, you know, assessments in class. So it wasn't the pressure of like writing a 1,000-word essay. You still had admin stuff you had to do, but it was more of a prove you can physically do it. So that was really my way of learning. I wasn't.
Of course, yeah. I'm the same. I'm a doer. I'm a doer as well. You know, using the hands God gave me. But yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's mad.
My hands for about $10 million though. So,
yeah, I know, that's the difference. Yeah, mine only worth enough to pick up a brick. Yeah.
Still important though.
Can you get insurance for your hands? Do you reckon?
I've got PI insurance, so if my hands hurt you, I'm insured for up to 10 million. So I used to joke when I was on the yachts that I couldn't do too much washing up because they were worth too much money.
Wear away the beautiful skin.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was funny. So that was good.
Wow. So have you got any funny stories from like anybody you've worked on or?
The funniest story was working with the All Blacks. 2013, met Richie. 2014 went back again. So it had been a year, and we were all walking in, and I was walking at the back of a group of about 8 girls, and Richie was waiting to get in the lift, and he's like, "Oh, Shell, you're here again this year. Can I have you first group?" And I was like, "Oh my God." You remember?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd be absolutely blown away.
Yeah. It had been a year, and then I was working with the Waratahs, and a lot of our Wallabies play for them. And one of my good mates is a Wallaby, and I said to him later that week, "Richie remembered my name, you know," and he goes, "I know your name." You know, yeah, like
that's mad. So they were like competing over you.
Yeah, like I'm glad you knew who I am, but he knew who I was. That was quite funny.
Yeah, that is funny. That's hilarious.
He was culture that I was so happy it was Richie, but you know, as an Australian, I still think he was an amazing athlete. So
did you end up did you end up doing Richie again, or did you have to do your friend?
No, the Wallabies, so I got to massage Richie twice. So yeah, it was nice.
That's funny. I bet that was a low blow from him. I bet he was like fuming when he had to go and have somebody else.
Yeah, he was like, "I know your name," and I was like, "Yeah, but I see you every week. It doesn't count."
Yeah, we're like friends now. Yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant.
So that was cool. That was a bit of a highlight. But yeah, working with them was awesome. And I worked with a guy from Queen of the Stone Age.
Oh yeah, right. That's an interesting one.
Josh, he was huge, and he'd flown in for the concerts, and he'd hurt his back.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was too tall for business class, and I had to go massage him. And I googled their music on the way in. And my kind of music, you know. And he's gone, "Do you want tickets to the show?" And I was like, "No thanks," you know.
No way, that poor guy. He was being really nice.
Yeah, he was lovely, and I'm like, I wouldn't enjoy it, so no. But thanks anyway. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. That sounds like a nice guy, actually.
Yeah, it was. It was huge, but yeah, it was fun. So it was. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's incredible. I still can't get over it. Every time you tell me some of these stories, I still can't get over it. It's surreal, isn't it? I bet are they normal? Are they like normal people when you meet them, or?
Yeah, they are. You know, and they're hopping on your table in almost a naked state. So
at mercy.
At
mercy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and there's a lot of trust that goes into, a good massage therapist and
Yeah.
someone who can your body and that they can actually relax with. So,
Yeah.
and some people want to chat, and some people are like, I just want, an hour of peace and quiet because I've got 3 kids at home and they're killing me, and I'm like, sure,
No dramas. Yeah.
yeah, that's your problem. So,
Yeah.
we just we just have some quiet time. And everyone's different, and that's what I love about the massage is that every day is different. Every client's different. I enjoy. Someone asked me yesterday, actually, one of my clients, what I like most about it, and I said I enjoy fixing people that are broken.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
More than just doing rehabilitation, which is still important. But my skill really is fixing someone who's like, this is sore, whatever. So that's what I love about it.
It's getting the gratitude, I guess, from the moment they walk in. They're beaten, they're damaged, and then the moment they get off that chair and they're feeling better, they're looser, they're more, their mobility is improved. I bet for you that's like, wow, like, I did that, and I helped. I probably made their week, or month, depending on how serious it is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I had to stop working for 4 weeks down here with Corona.
Oh yeah, God, yeah. I forgot to completely ask. Sorry, yeah. So how's that affected you?
Mate, we're fine. I think we've barely had 100 people dying in our whole country.
Wow,
so
that's amazing.
We've got it sorted down here, thankfully, at the moment. But I'm back to work, so
wow.
I did miss it, and I missed the physical touch. And I think a lot of people have booked in for massage because it's back available.
Yeah.
And they're doing it because, especially obviously if they're single and they live alone, they just get to talk to someone and have someone massage them and get that physical touch and the endorphins that get released from that. So, and that is very important, obviously. So,
of course it is, yeah.
I'm seriously booked out. It's crazy. Like, I'm pretty strong on my days off of taking that time out for myself to regroup.
Yeah.
And as I said, today was like perfect because it is my day off.
Oh wow! Thank you for taking having a day off with me.
That's okay.
Yeah. Anything for a long time friend, yeah.
Exactly. Of course.
So Shell, what I wanted to ask you was actually, have you had any like bad experiences doing your job? Like things that might have gone wrong or.
Oh, look, I get people that cry on my table, but I wouldn't call them bad.
No, because I guess it's all part of the healing process, right?
Yeah, it's that emotional release, and a lot of people hold a lot of tension in their body that they may not even have there. And so, some people, you put the towels on their back as they're lying on the table, and you just put your hands on them to start sort of feeling out what you're going to deal with. And sometimes that's enough to make them cry. Whoa. And you're just like, okay, this is going to be a big hour, and it's amazing. They literally leave feeling so much lighter because they feel it's a safe space and that they can sit and feel happy. So, and you literally look at them and like, you're 5 years younger. Like, I should charge more.
Yeah. So is there I mean, me personally, when I used to play rugby, like a quite a high level, I used to get a lot of stress in my back. But other people, is it better to get like your problem sorted sooner rather than later? Does it get worse?
Yeah, of course it does. And people sort of put up with a bit of a sore back or whatever and think, oh, maybe I just slept bad. I'm sure it'll get better. And then they see me and it's been 3 weeks and they expect me to fix it, as a miracle worker in one go. And I'm like, no, this is going to be 2 or 3 sessions. You put up with it so long. Like, why did you put up with it?
Yeah. I bet you must pull your hair out over the people that do that.
A little bit. I just find it frustrating that they wait that long. But
sure.
like, well, I'm just hoping I was hoping it was going to get better, and it's like, well, sometimes you've got to take time for you and you've got to prioritize yourself. And that's something that I think we don't do that well.
Yeah, I agree. Enough. Yeah. Especially in this, in this day and age, a lot of people, they're not really looking out for themselves, like diet wise, smoking, drinking quite a lot. I mean, I sound like a yachty right now. Basically, I did all those things quite excessively. So
did I.
Yeah.
I have to say my liver is very happy that I'm back in Sydney and not any day that ends in Y.
Yeah. But it's crazy, isn't it? The thing is with yachting is that when you're away, you always have somebody to go out with. And if you want to have a night off, somebody approaches you and says, you know, do you want to go out or do you want to go and do that? It can quite easily go from a casual drink to like
3 a.m.
yeah, 3 a.m.
No idea where you live, but yeah. It usually happened at the hop store for me in Antibes.
Oh yeah. That's the hot sauce good, man. Oh
Yeah.
man, I always, you know, I don't know about you, but I always get like funny flashbacks from because I think I was only in South France for like 2 weeks before I had to go back to the UK, and then I luckily enough I found a boat, but yeah,
England.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was quite lucky there. Quite lucky. How much longer after was it before you found a boat there?
I took my time. I actually took that first summer off. I'd worked for my year and hadn't had a holiday in 6 years.
Wow.
No, but you don't. You work for yourself. You just keep working and pay the bills. And I sold my apartment when I went to France with some cash and was like, I'm not going to work for the first summer.
You sold your apartment?
I sold it before I left Sydney. I was like,
I never knew that. So that's quite a big risk.
It was no. I paid off all my debts, invested my profit, took a chunk of cash, and went to the south of France. And I arrived, I think, the 1st or the 2nd of June, and it was just so liberating. It was amazing.
I bet it's quite a big. That's a big move, big shift.
I lived with quite a few English people, and they're all like, "Oh, the rent for the crew house is so expensive," and I'm like, "It used to cost me $1,000 Australian for my life here, and I'm paying like 200 euros over here rent. You're kidding? This is a dream."
But bear in mind, you're talking to like most of the people who get into yachting are quite young. Like I would say you or younger. Do you know what I mean? Or younger.
Thank you.
That was what I meant to say. Yeah, because obviously when I joined, I was I must have been 23, I think. And
I was 36.
Yeah, but Shelley, I mean, I wouldn't. If I met you, I wouldn't have thought you were 36. If it's any consolation.
I kept saying I was 28. And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, yeah."
They'll eat up whatever you give them. These young deckhands.
No one argued.
Oh, I mean, I've met you, Shelley. I wouldn't argue with you.
Right, mate. That's right.
Oh man. So, sort of moving on to the next question.
Okay.
I wanted to discuss, have you got any personal experiences with mental health, or, you know, personal or professional?
Oh, yeah, I think personal, it really didn't get much darker for me, I guess, than when I went through my divorce.
You were married?
I was married in my 20s.
Wow.
Otherwise, I would have been doing yachting.
Yeah.
I'd wish I'd done yachting, but that's okay. So I was married in my 20s and divorced and moved into my own apartment, the one I did sell eventually the week I turned 30.
Yeah.
And that was a huge week. Like, it was one of these weeks you look back on, you're like, how did I even get out of bed?
That's crazy.
You know, but you just one foot in front of the other and you just keep going.
That's actually, Shelley, it's sorry for interrupting, but it's funny you say that about like how did you get out of bed, but so many people you hear, there's like the range of symptoms is like some people find it really struggle to get out of bed because of the issues. Other people, because of, you know, the way they're wired, they just carry on, and they almost like, you know, like a horse like running down a race course, channel vision. And I would say I'm very similar to you, where everything else I just ignore and I just literally just carry on with what's in front of me, and I just think I'll worry about that when I need to.
And that's pretty much what that's what I did, you know. And obviously, looking back now and the hindsight and everything else, I can say, and I'll happily admit the fact that I was depressed, and it was a shock, and it wasn't what I wanted, and I was heartbroken. And I only felt like I'd regrouped back to being me when I went to the south of France.
Wow.
You know,
how many years was that, Shelley?
6 years, mate.
So you were married for 6 years?
No, I was married. I was with him for 14 years.
14 years, wow.
was 16. So it was hard.
Yeah.
It's taken me a long while to fully get over that heartbreak.
I mean, 14 years is a lifetime. Yeah, it is a lifetime. And in a roundabout way, it's always going to be a part of your life,
Yeah, it is, and it's a chapter. It's one I'm fairly happy that I've closed, without a doubt.
100%, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it was a chapter, and it was my 20s. And when people, when I meet younger people, and I say like my 30s was my best decade, and 100% it was, because it was when it started to be mine.
Yeah.
And I could do what I wanted. I wouldn't have massaged footballers married to him. I wouldn't have.
No.
So I got to do what I wanted to do, and
so
grew person.
Did you feel that whilst you were in this relationship, it was quite toxic, or?
Yeah, it was, and I wasn't happy, and I tolerated it because I thought that's what I should have done, because we'd been together for long and we were married, and I thought, and I was dreadfully unhappy.
Yeah, it's easy. I think it's easy to just sit back and take it, and I think a lot of people, it's very easy to just not you forget about your self-worth. You shouldn't have stuff like that. And I think people, it's the fear of the unknown. One, breaking up with the person and like moving on, or two, it's what am I going to do about money? Where am I going to live? And you've already made a list as long as your arm before you've even made a decision. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to take the bull by the horns and just do it, and then worry about it.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's very easy for me saying that.
Oh, it was. And I mean, it was hard, but and it's been hard since, because I think, and speaking on a personal point, trying to date for the last years, there's just a line of things I just won't tolerate, and I won't put up. And I do say to my girlfriends, I would rather be single and be on my own. And I mean, in my 20s, I was petrified of being on my own.
Yeah, but now you've embraced it.
Now I'm like, you know what? If this is as good as it gets, then I'll just get a puppy dog, and I'll be happy.
No, Shirley, I think that's inspiring, really, because I think there are a lot of people who just get into relationships because they're uncomfortable with being alone.
Yeah, totally.
And it's very, 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 very common. You haven't met my partner now, but I met her really spur of the moment. It was a rocky road to start with, because obviously I was in yachting and she works in land, so I didn't see her for like 6 months at one point, so it was quite hard.
That's tough.
Yeah, but again, like I actually met her when she'd literally just come out of a how many years? I think it was 11-year relationship.
Right.
And then again, very toxic. And I think a very similar thing. She's slightly older than me. She's actually 30. Jen, she'll hate me for saying that in public. But yeah, she said, like, the thing is, when she met me, she said that she was very surprised to be treated the way she was, because she wasn't used to it,
Yeah.
And I think exactly, and I soon realized how she doesn't take no for an answer. She won't take any crap. She'll just literally say how it is. And I kind of love that, because I quite like confident, strong women. Do you know what I mean? I like it.
You do.
I'm that sort of bloke who just needs to be like, reeled in. Come back, Josh. Come here. Yeah.
This is what's happening this weekend. Okay. Yep.
Yep. Yes. I'm reporting for duty. I'm just here. Bow tie. But no, that's amazing, Shirley. I had no idea. You never said anything, so it's crazy, but it's amazing what you can learn about somebody when you really sit down and actually, we put the beer to the side and actually just have a chat.
Cider. I drink cider. Not
beer. Magners, wasn't it? Was that Magners?
Magners, Bulmers, yeah.
I mean, what would we have done if they'd have run out of Magners?
They'd never run out, mate.
It's the hop store. They never run out.
Never run out.
Never run out. Especially in the summertime.
I feel sorry for them now. I really hope that this clears up quick, because
they must be suffering.
It was such a good summer we had.
Yeah, it was good.
So much fun.
It was incredible. I don't know if I'd do it all over again, though. That's the thing.
Oh, I don't think my liver could do it again now.
No.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it was good. It was good.
So yeah, just moving. So basically, yeah. So you've had a few personal issues because obviously the marriage, the divorce.
Yeah.
So was there anything else from there that sticks out in your mind that you'd like to discuss?
No, that was actually it's probably the biggest hurdle I've come over.
Yeah.
It was training to do massage therapy and trying to balance my life and pay all my bills, be that independent woman. And then
were you living together in your place that you were currently, or?
No, I bought my own place, so it was a little apartment. So it faced south. It was very dark.
Yeah.
It didn't need a heater, but it didn't get hot in summer. It was just the same temperature all the time. I was like, God. You could have been a mushroom. Where I'm living now faces north, and it gets sunshine all day long, and it's beautiful. So I'm only renting here, but it's really nice the way I get some sunshine.
Yeah, I bet it's amazing. Yeah.
But it was a great little space. It was like 34 square meter, perfect for one. Perfect for sitting on the couch and watching old episodes of Sex and the City while you're trying to the fact that the dating rules had changed since 1995.
Yeah.
And they had a lot, but I learned a lot about myself, I guess. And then I always liked working in a team environment, so I did enjoy working with the lady I subcontracted to. Her name was Julia Russell Massage, and she had all the contracts with the NRL and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, wow.
And so you were a team going to massage teams, which is another reason why I like yachting, because you're a crew and you stick together, and
there's all the camaraderie there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I miss. I found leaving yachting again. I feel like I found it really hard to replace that.
Yeah. I mean, I've got it now. I'm working for a chiropractor with 2 massage therapists, 3 receptionists.
Wow. 4
chiros. So we're a good team too. It's a great size practice, so it's definitely keeping me out of trouble.
What's the name of the practice?
It's Prestige Chiropractic in Fairlight. Yeah. So it's and I was there before I went to Europe. So it was good to come back to it, and I think the first 6 months I got asked so many times, "Do you miss Europe?" I was like, "Of course I miss Europe. It's Europe."
Yeah.
And it was really hard because I'm like, I'm trying to be back here. Please don't remind me why I loved Europe so much. But and as I said to you, it's taken me a while to adjust and decompress and get back to normal life. But yeah, it's good now.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So, like on a professional sense, then, have you come across any people who you've helped mentally, or maybe close friends, or anything like that?
Yeah, I think I usually, and it's probably not going to surprise you, I have majority male clientele.
Yeah.
Mainly because of my physical strength.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest breakthroughs I've had in the past sort of 8 months since I've been back working full time, have been with women.
Wow. Really? That's crazy.
Emotional and energy point of view, and so that's something I'm sort of looking at moving into. I'm looking at a bit more sort of energy and how you hold stress in the body and the tension, and the shoulder blades of the heart chakra, and you receive from the back but you give from the front. So when the back is just blocked up, I literally say to them, what's going on? Like, why are you blocking love? And they're just like, oh my God, I'm ready to murder my husband, or whatever it is.
Yeah, they are. It's not, sometimes the stress is not like always sports related. It can be like emotions that are that trapped. What is it? Knots? Is it knots they call it, or?
Well, it's just tension, really. Yeah. It's where people hang on to it in their body. So not everyone. I've massaged the owner of the boat I worked for, and we won't say names. He never carried any tension in his body. His body was like just beautiful to massage.
Wow.
But his head was always going at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like almost to the point I'd touch him, I'd almost be getting headaches. And I'm like, can you just be quiet? And he's like, I didn't say anything. And I went, no, you need to quiet your mind. And he was like, oh, wow, all right. And he goes, I can't. Like, and he just, yeah. But
well, you think like, I imagine, you know, anybody who owns a yacht is, you know, they're a billionaire level.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
You know? So
Yes,
I imagine, you know, that guy, he must have he must have everybody's problems on his shoulders. And people forget that, you know. A lot of people depend on him.
Yeah, they do, and they don't give them that, you know, enough credit for that. But
no.
yeah, they were a lovely family. It's why I worked for them for almost 2 years, and
Yeah, that's
it was
amazing.
one, you know, with a great captain, and it was
good.
the safe.
That helps.
Yeah, it does. So I still actually talked to him last night. So
did you? Oh wow, that's awesome.
Still in contact. Yeah, and they're in Barcelona,
Nice.
tied up, waiting to be able to maybe start summer. Probably not. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, it was good.
It must be those yachties. So yachties, are they quarantined on the boat? Did they say?
Yeah,
wow.
they are.
That must be quite. I mean, it's hard enough as it is but being quarantined is a whole different story.
Well, yeah, I mean, they sailed up from like Maldives, Sri Lanka area, 16 days, and then just got tied up and was told can't leave the boat. Like, yeah. So they're doing that. I mean, I follow some of the crew and they're doing fun things on board, like poker night and stuff like that, to entertain themselves. But when they get let off that boat, we both know it's going to be big.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of drinking involved.
Yeah, whereas I can sit here on my couch and very comfortably have a glass of wine whenever I want.
Yeah, that's nice. Have you been speaking to have you caught up with your family whilst all this has been going on?
Yeah, I've actually got my brother living with me currently.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Tyson's bunking down here for a little while, and Kate, my twin sister's still working as the golf pro, so they're still open. She's flat out.
Wow.
And mum and dad are 5 minminutes away, so I see them and talk to them every day. They're both well.
Yeah, your family, your mum's. I still remember your mum when because I remember when we were. I went to Australia in Sydney, and I randomly texted you and said, whereabouts do you live in Sydney? I remember you saying, and you were like, yeah, I'm in Manly. It's Sunday. I'm drinking, obviously. So I jumped on the 45-minute ferry, got from Sydney Harbour to Manly, and then obviously I could hear you from down the dock.
Down the dock. It's called a wharf.
Yeah, you definitely got to walk. Yeah.
We had a big ass.
Your mum, she's you're exactly like your mum. She's lovely.
Yeah, she's good value, that woman. Yeah, she could
talk
away into something and talk away out of it. Let me tell you, I definitely got that gift from her.
It's not a bad thing though. I think it's great. I honestly lovely family.
Yeah, very handy. Very handy.
Man, that's the big question that I wanted to say towards the end was, do you feel that having purpose in your life can reduce the symptoms of mental health or eliminate it completely? Because this is a question that I wanted to basically base my whole podcast on. You know, I want to ask this question to everybody.
I used to work for a life coach before I did massage. So we're going back again. And one of his sayings was, and it was a great saying, I do remember it, and I certainly remembered it when I was on a yacht. The person with the most flexibility controls the situation. Right? Okay. So that was one of his favorite sayings.
Right. So the person with the most flexibility, I'm gonna write that down. The person,
controls either the situation or the system or whatever you want to call it. You know.
Yeah. So what did he? I'm assuming you asked him what he meant by that.
Yeah, and it means something different to everybody, right?
Yeah.
So my situation in my early 30s, I was working in sales for him, and obviously I can sell ice to the Eskimos, so I was making great money, but I wasn't happy, right? So I'm in charge of the situation. So my flexibility moved around wanting to do what I would love to do.
Yeah.
So I would have that purpose and want to go to work and be happy, which we work so many hours a day. If you don't love what you do, go and do something else.
Yeah, I agree.
And the corona has certainly taught us that life is too short to be unhappy.
100%.
Right?
100 million percent. I completely agree. Yeah.
Totally. So that's, I decided I'd go do massage. And then literally the next day, I'm not kidding, there was they ad on the radio as I was driving to work, advertising Cert 4 massage therapy, part-time study available.
Crazy.
Campus minutes. And I was like, oh my God, this is
It's
okay.
fine.
And I literally went over and wrote it down, went to work and looked it up and rang them and made an appointment for lunchtime. And that was it. Within hours, I was, you know.
Yeah.
And so having a purpose, no matter what it is, be it a mum who has to get up in the morning and pack everyone's lunches, or
Look after her kids. That's a hard job, man.
you know, it is. It doesn't matter what the job is. Although if you're a mum and you've had a child, it's something you've got to keep doing, really. So you can't really change that.
Yeah. You can always trade them in for new ones. Yeah.
There's a lot of parents that would be like, who wants my children? You know?
Yeah. Like 6 months in, they're like, yeah, I'm not cut out for this. I'm going to have a career change.
Time for a career change. No, that's a career bad luck. But
yeah, it's harder. Yeah, it's hard. That's hard. That's hard work.
it is hard work.
I haven't got kids yet, but you know, when I do, yeah, I imagine it's a scary and a very exciting experience.
Sure, for the next, 50 years of your life.
Yeah, and apparently they get more needy and they want more as they get older. I bet.
Yeah, allegedly that's correct. Mum keeps telling me.
Really? She talks from experience, Shelley. She's trying to tell you something.
Yeah. You almost, I am 40 now, and I've still got to worry about you. I'm like, no, you don't, Mum. I'm good. But they always.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, of course you do. That's amazing.
Without a doubt. The biggest thing for me was, for the purpose, when I didn't work with Corona for those 4 weeks, as we said earlier, I missed that satisfaction of my job.
Yeah.
And
well, it's your purpose. I guess you because of all the journey you had with, the work in administration, the marriage, the divorce, and then eventually you saw a sign, which there's a lot of people that say, like, there's opportunity. I'd say that was an opportunity that you probably saw in your head as an opportunity. You thought, right, well, I can either go as a crossroads, I stay where I am, or I go straight on and change my life and see where it takes me.
I mean, scary as, don't get me wrong, and I was still working full studying Monday nights, Wednesday nights, all day Saturday. I had no time to myself.
Wow.
But it was the best $5,000 investment made, 100%.
Wow.
And that was the start of the massage, the first step. So yeah, it was, but it was worth it. And the hardest thing is people are sitting there listening to this going, but I don't know what my purpose is. Well, you'll figure it out. Write down all the things you're happy. Write down what you love doing, and you will figure it out if you ask for an answer.
Yeah.
Not to get too airy-fairy on you.
No. I think I actually do agree with you, Shelley, and a lot of people will, because I'm going to do a YouTube video on it as well about finding purpose. And I watched a really famous motivational speaker called David Goggins. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
David Seal, like, the guy is crazy. Like, he's absolutely mental. But his story is quite a very nice story. But he basically, that's always resonated with me, was the fact that if you don't know what your purpose is, you're not going to figure it out just sitting there and complaining. You have to, like, just go and try new things. You have to just get on with it, try new things, and then eventually something will stick. So what feels good at the time is 99.9% the right way to be going. Do you know what I mean? If it feels right, then just carry on. And if it leads you somewhere that that you actually end up enjoying, then I think you've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, totally agree.
But so the purpose thing you were saying about you were saying that you felt that a lot of people would find it difficult to find that. Why do you think that is?
I think people sort of, and I was probably the same, scared of change.
Yeah.
And scared of the unknown, and you sort of stick with what's familiar because that pays the bills.
Yeah.
Dread Monday mornings.
It's hard.
That Sunday afternoon dread of, I've got to go to work. Like that can't be good every week,
No,
and that can't be good for your mental health and your sanity. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's hard. Working for yourself is the hardest thing I've ever done. Like I said, I didn't have a holiday for 6 years. I worked
That's crazy.
the week. I worked my butt off. Not all day, every day. I used to massage at night time, so I'd have my daytimes free, and I walked on the beach at Manly, and I'd watched Ellen at 12 o'clock, and then my day would start at 4 in the afternoon, and it would go till 10 at night. But that was
That's
what you do.
Unfortunately, everybody's jobs are not necessarily 8 till 5. You know, some people start a bit later and then they finish later.
So you just got to be flexible, and I think that comes back to that saying, you know, the person with the most flexibility, and you've got to be flexible, and you've got to be able to run with it.
Yeah, that's crazy actually that you say that, because like it's when you say that, I get a lot of mixed emotions. A lot of it actually being about people you've spoken. So like, you know, the billionaire boss on the yacht, you know, he's essentially probably got the most flexibility, but at the same time he might not, because he might have, again, like you work stupid hours, and then literally this is, I mean, the thing is, a lot of people go off face value. You know, they'll see like the actor who they're in the red carpet, they're dressed really nice, but then if you speak to an actor, they will tell you that they've been up since 3 in the morning doing makeup for like 9, 11 hours, then they go and film for 7, and then they do that all over again the next day. And it's, you know, there's glamour in every job, and there's also a lot of grunt and hard work behind any career.
I think one of the biggest things with Instagram and Facebook and whatnot, and it's hard to do, but it's everyone's highlight reel.
Yeah.
Like in yachting, I was never going to put a photo of a dirty toilet I had to clean. Instead in Mykonos, you know?
Yeah.
But you're not going to put the bad stuff. It's the highlight reel. And everyone's like, oh, you must be having a great time. And I'm like, I've cleaned 4 pooey toilets today. Yeah, living the dream. But it is, and you have to take the good with the bad.
There's no, if people are looking for purpose, and they're looking at people on Instagram and they're thinking, God, I'd love to do his job. His job looks so easy. There's no easy job. There is no, do you know what I mean? There's no easy route. If money is your motivator, which in parts of my life it was,
you drive.
Yeah, it was a drive, but then I soon realised that in actual fact it wasn't, and it actually made me very happy chasing money, and it actually wasn't. I wasn't being true to myself, and it drove me mentally insane. Which is it's actually, the thing is, it's funny when, before I started doing all this, a lot of my perception of a mentally ill person was very different. And then when it actually happened to me, it changed my ordeals and what I perceived it as, to now I'm doing you know, like in my spare time, because I didn't realize how it could affect anybody at any point, and you wouldn't even know it hit you until the very last minute when it's actually causing you pain.
True. Yeah.
It's it was a dark time for me in my last year of yachting. Yeah, very dark. Yeah, not good.
And you know, and as I said, you know, everyone thinks it's glamorous and fabulous, and we're all, you know, we're there working. We're not on holidays.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, even now, people who are, you know, chippies and stuff, who text me and I say, oh, I know, I'm trying to find something else to do. Like, I'm still working as a self-employed builder, but I'm trying to, you know, build this channel and hopefully a brand one day. Who knows? But potential. A lot of people I work with tell me, like, oh, why don't you just go back to the yachts? And I say, like, because it's not everything that you see, you know? It's crazy.
No. By the way, it's good to see the sun's come up now, because
I know. Yeah.
So the sun's up now. So now you can start your day, Josh.
Well, it's literally like 20 to 6 now. I've got to like prep for the day, get everything ready for work, and then and then pretty much carry on my new day for 8 hours. Yeah. Yeah, lovely. Yeah. But do you know what? Like, I'm full of energy right now. I'm buzzing. It's been really nice speaking to you, obviously. But yeah, so we spoke about. So we both spoke about the purpose, and about how do you feel, in your opinion, that if you're going to make that jump to try and figure out your purpose, is there any top tips or something that you would say to like people listening, how they could go about doing it?
The hardest thing, I think, for me to be able to explain it was, and in my 20s, I definitely didn't have the skill, or if I did, I wasn't listening. It was just to actually listen to your body, you know, to sit quietly with a notepad and pen, you know, next to you on the couch, and sit and feel into your body, and you know, literally. And this is going to sound quite airy fairy, and I'm not usually this airy fairy, but just listen for messages, listen for instructions, see how your body feels about things, you know.
Is that your gut or what's going on in your head? Because I think people get confused a lot with, you know, if people are go on, sorry.
Now you got to get out of your head. You got to, as you know, and I've got some great people in my life, some mentors and whatnot, and they're like, get out of your head, get into your heart, and then when you've finished listening to that, drop even lower into your gut feeling, because that's where you'll get your guidance, and that's where, and you always have, and men have it too. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but women's gut feeling is, I believe, certainly a lot stronger than men's, our intuition, etc. And that's not because we're not the weaker sex, but it's a gift that we're given for protection, I guess.
Yeah. It's a self-defense mechanism, isn't it?
Yeah. But you can then learn to listen to it when you need to get messages, when you need to try and figure things out. You know, I mean, a good pros and cons list is very handy. You know, pros and cons list of should I or shouldn't I go back to yachting, or a pros and cons list of, you know, whatever you're thinking in life is always good to get that out. Especially if you're not sleeping well at night. Obviously, it's stuck in your head. But really getting out of your head, because a lot of people, it's all very much up in here, and you've got to get into the body and learn to listen to it and feel it and go with what it tells you. And that's the hardest part.
I think it's a very difficult thing getting in control of your emotions and your thoughts, because you know, we obviously spoke about relationships earlier. It's very easy to just think, you know, this is not the person for me, it's not working. But what people don't realize is that every relationship is like this. You know, from the outside in, you might see them and they're all lovey-dovey, holding hands. Everything seems bright and rainy. Bollocks. Yeah. Absolute freaking bollocks. I've never been in a relationship that's gone smoothly. I don't know if I'm talking for myself here, but it's not. It's not. You know, I think do you know what I said to Jen the other day? I said, when you get in a relationship, you are ultimately making a promise to one another to not be together forever, but you're making a promise that you'll wake up that day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to love that person, you know, optional, and you know, and you're going to support them. That's what my perception of a relationship is. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
And if you get to that point where you don't want to do it anymore, then have an honest conversation.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Be brave enough to say, you know. And that's
the worst that could happen.
That's why I've got Tyson on my couch. He's had that honest conversation, and you know, he's got his little sister looking after him, and he's you know, he's good. But that's what family's all about, you know.
I think he's lucky to have you around, you know.
He knows. Don't worry. I tell him. No.
So what is he doing? Is he doing like chores to pay the bills for you, or?
I made him. I had a big day yesterday. I had 6 clients at the clinic, so I was like, I've got everything for dinner, and you are cooking dinner. And he did a great job.
Oh, nice. What did you have?
We had steak, potatoes, and broccoli. Very.
That's a proper athlete's diet.
Yeah, totes. That's me.
Oh, well. So basically, before we finish, we always have like one community question, and this week's community question for you, Shelley, is basically, you know, do you find being a woman that your career is very male dominated or not?
No, not the massage. It's male dominated.
Yeah.
But you're dealing with men, so you're in male dominated environments.
Yeah.
But you're the one that's sort of looking after them. So it's very much, shall we say, 1950s, you know, role of the woman looking after the man. It's in that regard, especially with dealing with footballers and whatnot, and you know. So my career now, no. In yachting, you know, there's certainly 3/4 male crew and a quarter female stews, and that's very male dominated. I think that's probably why I joined. But
well, who wouldn't? You know what I mean? I think I think when I was in the crew house, there were a lot more men than women trying to find a job. You know?
Yeah, there were. It was very much a target-rich environment.
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah, it literally was. Yeah, I was the target running.
I joined one of the boats in the Seychelles and went for drinks with chief engineer, captain, second officer, lead deckhand, and another one, and another deckie, and me. 5 men and me. And the captain said, "Oh, sorry, it's so one-sided." And I was like, "That's why I joined yachting." But yeah, so no, my career currently, no, it's definitely female dominated here in Australia.
Yeah.
There's some great male therapists that I know, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, majority would be female. So thankfully, I don't really have that gender issues to worry about.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm self-employed. So no, that's not a concern of mine, thankfully. Wow. And I don't would be anyway. So
yeah, I think that's great. All right, well, Shell, thank you very much for literally taking your day off to come and chat to me for an hour. It's been great. Really, really great catching up. It's lovely to see you again.
You too, Josh.
Yeah. So guys, sorry, go on.
Now that the sun's up, you can get into your day.
I know. I've literally got to go and get rechanged now for work. Get my scruffs on, because it's actually been a dry day today and I'll be slabbing probably.
Good work. Good work.
Back-breaking stuff, so I'll have to book an appointment in to see you.
Yeah. No problems. I'll sort you out.
Yeah. All right, Shell. Well, guys, that's the end of the podcast. Hi guys, thank you. If you got this far, thank you so much for watching. If you were happy with what you heard, or you'd like to hear more, or you had any suggestions whatsoever for the podcast, it will be greatly accepted. So please like, comment and subscribe to this channel. Cheers guys, have a great week. Take care, bye. Hi guys.